is really difficult not to eat too much sugar. The problem is when we eat a lot of sugar, it doesn't just change our taste buds, but it can change our brain chemistry so that the more sugar you eat, the more you crave in order to get the same satisfaction for the same level of sweetness. Now it's interesting, 42% of the sugar in our diet come from beverages. So it's not just sodas. This Gatorade has the same amount of sugar and lemonade. They all have the same amount of sugar. And beyond that, there are cocktails and there are sugary coffee drinks and sweetened teas. So we also get about 12% of our sugar from cookies, brownies, cakes. You know what I mean, desserts. We all love them. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Last week, I had a piece of rhubarb pie with ice cream that may have been one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. There was absolutely no guilt. I am not one of those dietitians who thinks that you should eliminate sugar from your diet, because we all know where that leads. You restrict, it leads to a loss of control and can put you in a binge mode. You don't want that. So what do? Well, the World Health Organization guidelines suggest that we keep our added sugar intake, I'm not talking fruit because that's all fine, to about 10% of our total calories. 5% if you have diabetes or heart disease. So if you're not a dietitian, let me translate that for you. That adds up to about 50 grams a day for most people. So these beverages here, like about 35, 40 grams, right there, uses up a fair amount of your budget. That small piece of rhubarb pie with a small scoop of ice cream that I ate, that's about 50 grams. So one of the things I try to do is to limit my sweet things to 1 per day. So how do you wean yourself off of sugar or dial it back if you need to? Sometimes I like to try to go a whole day without any sugar, and you see how that feels. That's a good thing to do. But eating plenty of fruits and vegetables and having structured meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, will help you not to, resort to eating sweet things. So you're in a market, you're wanting a cookie, go find a bag of nuts and an apple. That will do the trick. Another thing I find is that if you add fiber to your sweet, that helps to not only mitigate the blood sugar insulin response, but remember, sugar is inflammatory. So if you add nuts to your chocolate, you mitigate that inflammatory response. So this Kind bar has only 5 grams of sugar, and I think that's great. You're having a bowl of ice cream, have a small bowl of ice cream and add berries and nuts to it. So the ice cream's inflammatory, but the nuts and the berries are anti-inflammatory. Okay, not perfect, but perfection is not the goal. Listen, it may take some time, but you can return your dopamine sensitivity to normal levels. So you can begin to enjoy the beautiful, natural, ripe sweetness of a peach or a bowl full of berries. That is smart eating.